Act your age, ain't just the barbers where you catch a fade. Face covered, cutting through your garden like a masquerade. Before I catch a L, catch a plane. I probably you before I your chain. Switch it up, it's rap, pixie dust. Money ain't to us, broski went and you better fix her up. I just bought a crib to a chick, she got the biggest. And when I saw your sister rat with the fishing hook, listen up, I've had to hit the cup. So if I swing my fist, you going in, so wish me luck. Boy, if you ain't talking paper, I'm a
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us down south to Mercedes-Benz Stadium on the west side of downtown Atlanta. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Cincinnati Bengals and the Atlanta Falcons. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson with you. Evan McPherson getting this one started. And we are underway here in Atlanta. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback.
The career's more at stake when you in your prime. That paper, baby, my face on the dotted line. I've been flying out of town for some peace of mind. It's like always.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
70 Lions. Let's go now. Let's go. 60 Bison. 60 Bison. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick.
They'll throw first play with Penix. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's 2nd down.
So, Mike, regardless of what everyone else is playing, anytime there's a one single high safety, whether everyone's in man or zone, he's really just a full field zone defender. His job is to just help everyone across the board. And there's an element of instincts, there's an element of understanding offensive game plan. And then at the end of the day, you've got to have the speed and the ball skills to get to the ball and contest as many throws as you can.
On 3rd down, Penix. Short throw taken by Penix. And he's going to be out of bounds, just shy of midfield.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
14 on the pickup. 1st down, Atlanta.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important. Like everybody stresses, we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Going to lose a yard. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll go again with Robinson. And this is going to work out a little better. He'll get 9 on that one, but they're going to need to convert on 3rd down.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 2.
60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. 18 Rapper. 18 Rapper.
Now Penix. That's complete. He's got it to London. Down the sideline. And he'll get into the end zone. Drake London. Touchdown Falcons. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive. I know it sounds like I'm being biased, Mike, but I'm really not. Down here this close to the end zone, especially on 2-point tries, the size, the length, the athleticism, and matchups these tight ends can create, man, they are a tough handle, and it leads to 2 points.
And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
Here we go.
Play action now. It's Burrow. His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. That's the safety, Jesse Bates. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Intercepted. The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
On first down, it's Robinson. And he does not want to go down. Somehow to turn that into a gain of 6.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd.
Another run here for Robinson. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
The Falcons, 1st down.
Out of the shotgun, it's Penix. We'll get this to Pitts once more. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Bengals.
Right side, it's London. And he's in. Drake London. Touchdown Atlanta. His 2nd catch of the game. And both have gone for touchdowns. Now Penix and the Falcons will line it up and go for 2. That's going to be incomplete. That would have been a tough grab. The collision jarred it loose. The try for 2 is unsuccessful. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. That's fielded just shy of the goal line. Now a hit, and he lost the football. Special teams comes through again. We don't talk about it nearly enough, but sometimes the biggest plays of the game happen like that one. The kickoff return, fumble, recovered, and momentum swings again.
Everybody loves to see a big return, Mike, but the priority of any kick return unit,
and he will win the race to the pylon. He's in. Bijan Robinson. Touchdown Falcons. Now Penix and the Falcons will line it up and go for 2. That's going to be caught. So add a couple more points, and they add to their lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. And he's got it at the 1. And he'll manage to get this back only to about the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
On 1, right?
First run of the game here for Chase Brown. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
The ball deflected at least a couple of times. Trying to fall to the ground. It's incomplete. Andre Iosivas was the intended receiver.
Here we go, here we go.
And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
And to be taken down with the first down as time will run out on this opening quarter. The Falcons have it to start quarter number 2 as they are set to start the drive with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. Finding room across midfield. And they are finally going to get him down at the Bengals' 37-yard line. Now the Bengals are going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down.
At the 37-yard line.
Let's go now.
From the gun, it's Penix. He's got his target. That's Pitts.
They have a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
31-yard line.
Now Penix to throw on second down. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10.
11. And the Falcons, first down.
A gift, and here comes Robinson. And wow, tough to bring down that time. Surging forward for a pickup of 6. Second down. On the give, it's Robinson. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
The ball carrier. The tackle made at the 12-yard line. It's a gain of a yard.
3rd and 2. And Penix. He's got his tight end. That's Pitts. And he's going to have the first down. They convert on 3rd, and it sets up a 1st and goal. And he will get into the end zone. Bijan Robinson. Touchdown Falcons. His 2nd touchdown of this first half.
The Falcons.
From the gun, here is Penix. And he finds his way to the end zone again. Scores both the touchdowns and the 2-point conversion to extend the lead.
Bradley Pinion.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This is taken in at the goal line. Crazy. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line.
On the line, right? Here we go.
On 1st and 10, Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he'll be taken down up around the 32-yard line. Now a timeout. Atlanta. That's their first. And they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
On the ground, it's Brown. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Mike Hughes is there with the tackle.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points,
Here we go.
all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-happy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play. So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
Now Brown. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
On one.
Here's a 2nd and 9.
Gun. 28-yard line.
Burrow get a first down at the 1. 1st and 10. They go from the 11. That is caught. And the Bengals are going to have 1st and goal. to go in this first half. What an important sequence this is, trying to get one of those scores back before halftime in a great spot. First down and goal. They'll set up the screen to Brown. And he'll take this one in. Chase Brown. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
Evan McPherson for
Well,
the
that is a
point.
step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg. Could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close,
The
give yourself a
Falcons
fighting
take over
chance here
first
out of the
and
break.
10 at their own 35-yard line.
Panther 11, Panther 11. Stephanie. Mustang 19. Hup.
They'll throw on first down with Penix. That's caught left side by Pitts. Falcons go ahead and take their second timeout as it comes 22 seconds remaining till halftime.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
He finds Darnell Mooney for the catch. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
That's to the end zone where it's incomplete. What a job in covering, muscling that one free. It'll be second down now.
Doesn't get much better than that. Had he gotten there just a little bit earlier, he probably draws the flag a little late, and it's probably a touchdown.
Throwing again, it's Penix. A ball deep for the end zone. That one knocked away. In the end zone, incomplete. What a good job locating the football by the defense where it matters most. And it'll bring up third down now. Penix going to throw again. He's going to try it here again. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
When I wake up, people take up mostly all of my time. I'm not singing funky things because I make up a rhyme. I'm not bragging, people bragging because they think I'm a star. Always tearing what I'm wearing, I think they're going too far. Oh, girl, they're terrible.
Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. This placed in the back of the landing zone. He'll return it from the 1. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line.
At their own 18-yard line.
Here we go. On first down, Burrow. He'll air one out for Higgins. That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there. Defensively all over him. And it'll be second down.
Here we go.
To throw is Burrow. They'll try to hit him with a screen. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start. And they lost yards on the play.
The best defenders can just sense when a screen is coming. They can tell the body language of the offensive lineman's pass set. They can tell on the drop of the quarterback. It just doesn't look right. It's exactly the case here. Great job getting to the back and taking them down for a loss.
And they're going to get this all the way up close to the 40-yard line. So from the 39, they come up on first and 10.
Here we go.
First down, Cincinnati.
Here's Brown. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. That's David Onyemata in there for the tackle. From 41, here's second and 8. Gun. Stop. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He'll find Gesicki over the middle. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
14 yards. And the Bengals first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Burrow now to throw on 1st down. And they're going to get to him and take him down. Taken back to the other side of midfield. Leonard Floyd in there to drop him that time. It's a loss of 7.
Here we go. 12.
2nd down. Burrow. A throw left side, going to be intercepted. And he's going to be out of bounds, but quite a turn of events here. He has set up the offense with 1st and goal.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
A pickup of 2 brings up 2nd and goal.
One more time, it's Robinson. And this one blown up. Good surge. Drop up. A loss on the play. Back to the 9-yard line.
The play lost a yard. It's now 3rd
On 3rd and goal, it's Penix. And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's 4th down.
And goal.
Ready up. Track 60. Ready. 72. Go.
They'll try to throw it with Penix. That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by Dax Hill.
I don't hate the decision, Mike. Be aggressive. Come away with a touchdown. But what the quarterback understands in this situation is you just can't hold the ball. You got to get it out of your hand. Give your guy a chance to come down with it. And he puts the ball in harm's way and results in a pick.
On 1, ready? The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. He'll air one out for Higgins. A whole lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
Brings up
Higgins, the intended receiver on that one. And it'll lead to a 2nd down. Short one here to Hudson. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders had different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Here we go.
4th quarter gets underway, and it's a run by Brown. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Well, this has been the story of the entire game, Mike. It's just how well this defense has played, particularly against the run.
Here we go.
There has been nowhere to operate for this offense, and it continued here on this last play.
I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
Here we go. 180. Stop.
Throwing is Burrow. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And this will bring them all the way down to the 20-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10.
First down. A gain of 40 yards.
Short one into the hands of Gesicki. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7.
Burrow here on second down.
16-yard line.
That is hauled in at the 5. And he's taken down, but they are in business. This sets up first and goal.
That's another Bengals first down. First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Brown, and this one ruined quickly. Take him back to the 5-yard line.
Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense. Just unable to get anything going on the ground, and a big reason they find themselves trailing, and another loss of yards.
And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. Now a timeout for Atlanta. That's their first. Talk things over before third down.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line.
Big 13. Big 13.
They'll try to run this one in. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Chase Brown. Touchdown, Cincinnati. He had the touchdown catch earlier. This time he takes it in on the ground.
At this stage of the game, the score is really irrelevant. You want to try to build something positive.
To the end zone. It's intercepted. Picked up by Keith Ellis.
That keeps the score. Falcons 30. Bengals 13.
So the late score gets them a bit closer to respectability. They'll try to get even closer with an onside kick.
You have no choice. You find yourself down big here late in the fourth quarter, Mike. You got nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Nice job here by the hands team recovering. They're going to take over possession.
Ready? Panthers 60. Panthers 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Buffalo 18. Ready?
On first down, it's Penix. He's going to take a shot here for Mooney. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion.
Brings up
Try again. It's second and 10.
Here we go. 60 Bison. 60 Bison. Check out.
Out of the shotgun, it's Penix. Very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
And the Falcons first down.
They'll run with Robinson to the 5-yard line.
Number 7, Bijan Robinson.
Now here's second and goal.
Tackle made at the 5-yard line. A gain of 3.
From the gun, here is Penix. And he'll take it on in. Kyle Pitts. Touchdown, Atlanta. Now Penix and the Falcons will line it up and go for 2.
The Falcons
From the
will
gun,
line up
it's
for
Penix.
2-point
That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by their rookie linebacker.
The score, Falcons 36, Bengals 13.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
He'll work forward for about 3. It's second down.
So I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
Now the Bengals are going to call the first of their timeouts. Get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to go in this one.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Ball rests at the 37. It's first and 10.
Here we go.
Burrow. This one deep downfield for Chase. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
It's a gain of
Now a timeout Cincinnati. That's their second. Clock stop. 46 seconds to go.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
I'm fine, ready?
So it took just 3 plays, but just like that, they have first and goal. Working out of the gun, Burrow. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout. That's going to bring up second down. Mike Gesicki was the intended receiver. And it'll bring up second and goal. Here's Burrow. That is caught. And he's so close to the goal line. Couldn't get that ball extended. They keep him out, and it sets up third and goal.
Man, he fit that one in a tight window. One thing he showed off was his arm strength and his accuracy, but in the grand scheme of things, it didn't really amount to much.
That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by Divine Diablo. And the Falcons are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 5-yard line.
Now the lefty Penix on first down. Now, deep ball for London. That ball broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on first down. Couldn't connect. It'll bring up second down.
Cam Taylor-Britt on the coverage.
Now Penix. He's going to look downfield once again. And that is incomplete.
He's lucky this one didn't go back the other way, Mike. He got away with just a bad decision, bad throw, and defensively, you get a chance to steal a possession for your offense. You got to capitalize and make those plays.
Third down, it's Robinson.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense, and that's exactly what they've been able to do.
The offense staying out there for this fourth down. That's taken in, and he will have the first down. So they took a chance on 4th and 2. Didn't get it by much, but they do convert to keep the drive going.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
To throw, it's Penix. He's going to take a shot here for Mooney. That is caught, and he's out of bounds, but they take it to the red zone inside the 20. It is a big play there for the Falcons. A gain of 66 yards.